Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 440 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm one of your hosts, Sammy K. Alexander. I'm joined this week by Hot Tuner himself, Daffin Moody.
Howdly doodly do, everybody. How are we all? It's Friday. You know what that means. The holiest of days itself. Video game day. Can I get a hallelujah, Vitz?
No, you cannot.
Can I get a hallelujah from you, Amy?
Yeah, because I
You
agreed
promised
to this
me
last week. One.
With enthusiasm, please.
I promised you one hallelujah.
With enthusiasm, please.
And I will give you one hallelujah with enthusiasm under protest.
That's fine.
I just want to make everybody clear.
That's fine. We're all under protest these days.
I
so
made
don't
a
worry
deal,
about
and I stand
Yes,
by
you
my
did.
deals,
Yes, you did.
even if I make deals with the devil.
Excuse me?
Hallelujah, Moody.
Hallelujah, Amy. One down, one to go.
And we're also
And I
joined
will
by
have
Amy
all
take
the
me to deal
Infinity
with the devil.
Stones in my
and we're also joined by the lone wolf themselves, Vitz Patel. I'm gonna throw up real quick.
That's all. That's good. What's good, everybody? How we doing, gamers? Yeah, it's been a week, but some fun things have happened, and we're about to talk some fun things today. But yeah, how we doing, friends?
You go first, man.
I know.
No, I'm saying
But
I'll let
yeah.
Moody go first.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all. I was just like, that's all I heard. Especially if you went that direction. And it
are
was
that
like, to me, on the other, how it comes on my side, it doesn't. But anyway, no, I am Uncle Dory. Just pottering on, praying to God to find a job and everything like that, and just pray.
Say some more
yeah,
hallelujahs. That'll get you over the line. I'm sure.
I will hold you to that, sir.
There you go.
When I want the most enthusiastic hallelujah from you, Vitz. More enthusiastic than Amy's.
I'm not agreed to that, but I will cheer and root for you as I always do.
I don't want anything from you then.
Fair enough.
No, I'll still take it. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm okay. I've cracked on, just been playing some video games and watched some TV and everything. I finished Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Really
How was
good.
that?
A lot of fun. I've
Friendly,
really
I'm
actually
guessing.
enjoyed it a lot. Go on.
I made a silly joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the characters. I think they've really set themselves up really good for the second season. If they get a second season, I'll be surprised if they don't get a second season. For that, and yeah, I can't ask for much more. You may have an idiot saying stupid things who plays the Spider-Man, who plays Peter Parker and everything like that, but I don't think he understands what woke is anyway, so it doesn't make a fucking difference.
Does anyone?
But either way, a lot of fun, great show. I really had a lot of fun and enjoyed it. I think the characters are really well flushed out. They're doing a lot of really interesting things where it was like two stories going off at the same time, which I really think is, if they do it right, they could really meld them together really well into a really different dynamic for themselves, which I think really will help that. And yeah, I finished Nathan Uncharted, the first Uncharted.
Yeah,
I know
14.
Like I said last week, needs a remake. It hasn't aged the best. It needs something. So Sony, if you want to do a remake, do that one, please. I wouldn't mind that. And
Can I interest you with the Days Gone?
Hmm?
Can I interest you with the Days Gone instead,
No.
sir?
No, I'm good. But no, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And after that, I've started Lost Judgment. I've just got to chapter 4 because, like, obviously, I've been mixing in, like, watching some stuff or playing at the same time. And yeah, just a lot of fun. I also watched last night. I just had an urge. I watched Ford versus Ferrari, or in America,
Ooh, yeah,
Le Mans 66.
What do you think?
Love that film. Absolutely, I've already seen it. I saw it in the cinema, I think, years ago. I absolutely adore it. I think it's absolutely a great film from James Mangold.
He does know how to make them, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He does when he nails it. I think he nailed Logan. He nailed this one. I think he could nail Star Wars, but he didn't. Going off what what I've heard, he didn't really nail Indiana Jones very well.
Nope.
But I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on that film. But yeah, it's I think when I was watching the movie, I was just saying to myself, "Geez, Matt Damon, I don't think doesn't get enough credit for how good of an actor he actually is."
Oh yeah,
I think
100%.
yeah, he's popped off some really good films over the last few years. Like obviously a couple of years ago, he did Oppenheimer, even though he wasn't in a really, he wasn't obviously Oppenheimer himself or anything, but he was a prevalent role, which I think he really did a good performance on that. He did the Michael Jordan shoe one a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was a brilliant movie.
Yeah,
I highly
that's it. I was
recommend
trying to
check that
remember its name there. Thank you. Love that. Absolutely. His speech at the end is amazing. I thought it was so good. It was great to see Ben.
He's heading up the next Nolan movie, isn't he? Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They released an image of that, which, funny
In
enough,
the
Universal
Centurion hat.
DM'd, took it down on their own website, which is
That
like,
makes
what
sense,
the fuck?
yeah.
You have no idea what you're doing, are you? You fucking idiots. But he looks badass.
Not the Odyssey.
Whoa.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
fun.
Christopher Nolan.
Nolan.
Christopher
The
Nolan's
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Oh boy.
We're doing that.
I need an
think
Irish
he
coffee.
Looks badass he looks badass, but I also like he's great in Ford versus Ferrari, and like I love him in one of my favorite films of all time, The Martian. I love the book, I
Likewise.
love the film. He carries that film so well. Because he has to, basically, he's the main thing. He's the thing you
he's
see
on the
the
whole planet by
most.
himself for a lot of it.
He's
Yeah,
on the planet
100%.
like for like 2 years, or give or take, I think it is. And he is so good, and like I think like people sometimes are like, because of some other films that just sadly haven't worked out, he's like, he's a really good actor, and like if you're not really sold on him, check out Good Will Hunting. He is
100%.
excellent in that as an actor. Yes, he helped write it, but he's excellent as an actor in that. So yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah, with the Ford versus Ferrari, I enjoyed that movie, but as I said about many like films around motorsport, I'm cursed with knowledge, and there were several offensive bits to me and my sensibilities in that movie, which means I couldn't fully enjoy it. But no, I 100% agree that it's an amazing movie, and his performance as Carroll Shelby is up there with one of the best that I've seen. So yeah, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it this time around.
The only thing I think that hurts, that the only negative really, I don't know what the things of what you're saying about and everything like that,
Vitz is
bring it down
complaining
for
about
you and everything.
historical
But,
accuracy.
yeah, it should have stopped at when the race finished. Like them just kept on going, and obviously doing the ending to Bale's character, and then they kept on going. It was like Lord of the Rings. It just kept going. It's like, stop it, man! Just stop. No more. You don't need to do anything else. Just stop it. Because I think just them walking away is just a great shot. I think that's just like, that's perfect. Then you could have done like the whole thing, what they do at the end, like saying, Bale's characters obviously he's thought of as one of the greatest racers of all time. He was put in the Hall of Fame a few years ago, and etc. And obviously Carroll Shelby is one of the greatest racers as well, along with his brand alone, and everything is like up there. And I think so good. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, Amy may be referring to some things I may have been unreasonably angry at when it comes to people and their driving standards during the week. But yeah, I watched Cobra Kai, the final season that wrapped up as we were recording this very podcast last week, and that was amazing. A very fitting end to the Karate Kid Cobra Kai saga, and I highly recommend everybody check that out. Had a chance to go see Captain America: Brave New World as well, which was a miss for me. Just in terms of the story elements in that story and the characters who aren't there, and there's some questions to be asked there. But then also the characters that are there, what are they doing there? Because most of them are surplus to requirement kind of things. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily going to see that one in your local theatre and stuff like that. And then for kind of an in review, I watched the original Predator. Because they are reviewing that this week, a film I haven't seen in many years, and that didn't do it for me in the same way like Aliens did a couple of weeks ago when I watched that. which is part of the same series that they're reviewing, kind of thing. There's a whole lot of misogyny and some terrible writing, which holds that movie back. But Carl Weathers is Carl Weathers, and I love that man and their performance in that film. And they are the highlight in a largely terrible movie. But aside from that, like I said, Cobra Kai made up for a lot of things this week. A lot of disappointing things, but aside from that, it's been a good week.
Does Cobra Kai set itself up for the movie that's coming out?
No.
What? It doesn't set itself up for the Cobra Kai cinematic universe?
Yeah, Karate Kid Legends coming out later on this year.
It's a miracle.
It'll be interesting to see whether Karate Kid Legends pays any homage at all to what the events of Cobra Kai was, or if Sony Pictures is just like, nope, completely separate. We got Daniel LaRusso, we got Jackie Chan, throw them together and see what happens.
Is Jackie Chan playing the same character from his movie?
Yes, Mr. Han.
Interesting.
I'm sure Jaden Smith's going to pop up at some point.
He wasn't loved in his movie, so I doubt that.
Well, no, he's called the Karate Kid. He didn't teach your kid karate. You had one job, Jackie Chan. Had one job, but
did it better than bloody Miyagi. So
take that back. You take that back.
I can't stand the original Karate Kids. I apologize for that, but
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I've always stated I prefer the Jaden Smith one better than I was one.
Do you remember when you told Phil that
for a long time? Like that's a long ass.
Did Phil have other words to say?
Phil was not as gracious as either of us.
For what?
When I told Phil that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
We were streaming
Phil,
something.
Bring it on, sir.
We were streaming something, and I text him what you just said. And then, if you remember, I was sat there for a good 3 or 4 minutes, like, no, messages are still coming through. No, he's still typing. My phone's blowing up.
For me, in terms of sagas, in terms of what we have with, a Lord of the Rings, the Fast and Furious, or whatever, the Matrix, whatever happens to be, the Karate Kid Cobra Kai is going up there as one of my favorites of all time. Now, I'm not sure where that individually ranks, but for me, it's up there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, to hear that, that's amazing. Like, I remember when this show was coming out.
Oh,
when I was doing my podcast and everything.
YouTube Red Premiere is what it first came out before it got picked up by Netflix.
And everybody was like, why the hell are they doing this? Mm-hmm. Like, the majority of people who I used to watch at the time and everything was just like, why the fuck are they doing this? And it's like, I gotta give it respect. I've never watched it, so I can't comment on it or anything like that. But like, I can give mark of respect towards that. It's got to a finale. It's 6 seasons.
I will say, 6 seasons, and I will say in the final episode, they have. I like a community reference. They have the creators of the show play cameos in the show, and they're just they're set at this bar scene, and they are watching the TV, and things are happening, which are happening like in the plot, as it were. But what they do is they're pitching the next show to people, and they're just shooting their shot. They're manifesting it, and what they want to do is bring a similar project, but it's Back to the Future from Biff's perspective. And they're talking about, well, we can get Crispin Glover back, we can get the kid who played Biff Tannen. I'm sure we can get Michael J. Fox to do some VO and stuff like that. And I shout out to them for just shooting their shot out there. I think the next project from them is the Ferris Bueller movie from the perspective of the two people.
Oh, the two drivers who take the car,
who take the car on a joyride. So
that makes no sense, that movie, to me at all. Like, I don't know the appeal to that whatsoever.
This is why I don't watch anything anymore.
Sorry?
This is why I don't watch anything anymore.
Yeah, we're still waiting for you to watch X-Men 97.
And you'll be waiting a while.
I know, I can see that. As you literally rewatching something you've seen multiple times right now.
And
how long is the wait for X-Men 97 for you?
I would put it as indefinite.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason, or is it just you've got so much
haven't got around to it
too fast? Fair enough.
I
don't watch a lot of things. Like, I spent
most. You watch a lot of Star Trek. You watch a lot of Stargate. If you had Star in the title, you'd be all over X-Men 97.
3 seasons of
like all that Star Wars
that I've seen.
I spent most of my week reading Terry Pratchett books. I'm reading my first Terry Pratchett book.
Nice.
Never read them before.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Discworld.
Very good.
Keith's enjoying it probably more than I am. He's lived Discworld for like years, and now I'm finally like giving in and I'm watching it.
Very good.
Awesome.
It's the most he's texted me when I took the picture of the book. Like, hey, look what I'm reading. Wow.
What film does he like that I don't like, so we can get another one of those?
A lot. He has the same kind of taste in films that I do, which is to say niche.
So none.
He was the one that got me to watch Clue for the first time.
I've never watched that, so I can't say that. So I can't comment on that. So, and if I have, I've completely forgotten about it as a kid. So, anyway, how are you, Amy?
I'm great. I was sick most of the week. I couldn't talk on Saturday or Sunday.
It was very quiet on Saturday and Sunday. I won't lie.
That's not an exaggeration. Well, you wouldn't have fucking noticed because I type with you.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't the new strain that's going around.
No, it was just a cold. But believe me, when I've had the times I've had COVID, I've known I've had COVID. I was otherwise a functioning, apart from the fact that I lost my voice for a couple of days, I was otherwise a functioning member of society still. Just.
It still goes down as maybe one of the most interesting podcasts where you literally know she has COVID and you can see her degrading throughout the episode. It was just like, is she gonna live? She's dying on stream here. Who knows? But anyway, I wasn't even there. I was down in Liverpool.
Well, I tested positive like a few hours before the show, and I was like, I felt fine when we started.
By the end, it's like, I have to go.
My planet needs me.
ET's come for me.
I thought it was a fine performance. It was everybody else that disagreed.
No, I didn't say it was a bad performance. It's just you could see you were getting iller.
Dying.
That's all I was meaning.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I meant by that.
Oh yeah.
All iller, no filler.
Well, both times I've had COVID, I've ended up in the doctors. So that's usually my first sign that maybe this isn't a cold.
The funny thing is, though,
I'm
after
seeking
she
medical
got it,
attention.
I caught the fucker. That's the thing about it. After she caught it, I caught it like about a month later.
Yeah. It was years after it started as well. I was so careful, and I am still so careful.
We need to be, yeah.
Well, I'd rather not die. So. Like apparently that's not a
contractor proposition.
Apparently that's a sentiment that I don't share with the majority of the human race, but that's their business.
Meteor's coming in the next few years, and I'm praying it hits us, so it's all good. Just get it out of the way. That's what I
we
say.
just need to make sure that like
it's a certain specific part of America.
Fuck that.
The cast and
If it's
crew
a
of
certain
Armageddon.
specific part of America, we're going to have to deal with a post-apocalypse scenario.
Well,
Hit
that's
us.
it.
Let it hit us. Let it be instant.
We also need to make sure that like Bruce Willis and the rest of the crew from Armageddon, like they just stay grounded. Nobody lets them know because otherwise they'll fly up there and they'll blow the asteroid in two.
Well, they won't
give
have
Michael Bay a chance here.
By the time the asteroid gets to us, they won't have NASA. They'll have SpaceX. So I don't think you have to worry about them being able to reach it.
Oh, did you hear? Sorry to go off on a tangent. Did you hear that now? Trump is getting Elon to speed up the process of his new Air Force One plane, which has been delayed, and just to skip all the safety checks. He says, "I want my plane now."
Idea.
And
You know
I was
what?
like, "Yes, go for it."
That's the best idea he's ever had in his life. I think you should definitely do that.
Definitely do
There
it.
you
Go
go.
for it. We approve of this message.
There you go. Hey, Elon, get on the plane as well. I'm sure he'll want you there.
We can give you a list of who we want on the plane.
Yes.
I've heard of this that you know, like you could take a homemade submarine down to check out the Titanic if you want. Like if that sounds more your speed, Elon.
Yeah, with an Xbox
Yeah.
controller.
Wasn't even an
They're
Xbox
so
controller.
reliable.
It was some third-party controller. It was the
It
kind
wasn't
of
like the
controller
Logitech
you would give to your little brother when you
Because you hated him.
because you hate him.
Mad
Because
Cat's
he's
just
better
going,
at Street
"Ooh, it was one
Fighter
of
than
ours."
Anyway, let's talk about video games. That's what we're here for. I'm gonna get you to a movie podcast. The cough still lingers. a little bit. But anyway,
Oh.
let's talk about charity. Now that
Yeah.
we've talked about death, let's talk about charity.
We didn't talk about the M word. We talked
No,
about
I corrected myself.
We were just
Allegedly.
suggesting certain people to go onto a plane that hasn't had any safety checks whatsoever
Who
and
needs
to
them?
fly it.
Allegedly.
No parachutes.
That's one of the safety checks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, if it worked for the Titanic, it'll work for Air Force 2.
I'm so glad we don't have sponsors. Let's announce our next charity fundraiser. How about that?
Back at like a bad habit.
We're
It's
back.
ignore everything we've just said, especially what I've just said.
We're really nice people, mostly. Yeah, so if anybody who doesn't remember, last year we spent the majority of the year raising funds for Special Effect, which was fun and a cool charity and an excellent fundraiser, and we learned a lot from it. And this year we're doing another one, Words About Games X Safe in Our World, which is a charity suggested to ourselves by Vitz.
Hello.
Would you like to explain who Safe in Our World is for people who don't know?
Yeah, Safe in Our World is a charity that exists in the video game space, and they are all about promoting mental health and mental well-being for people who work in the video game industry. On this very podcast, we've talking about how turbulent the industry is and how harsh it is, and it's been for many years outside of the number of layoffs when we have issues like rampant crunch going on through the industry and the whole scale up and scale down process of projects and the lack of job security that people have, and the kind of video game jobs and careers exist as life goals and aspirational events for many people, and when they get there they are too often ill-equipped to deal with the reality of the situation. So Safe in Our World helps to help these people have the tools to be able to find the mental health benefits that they need in order to succeed in these spaces. And I felt it's another charity that aligns very much with our beliefs and our goals. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing another year of fundraising for them.
Hell yeah. And they got some bomb-ass jackets as well. Like,
They do.
They sell
Their merch game is
they sell some great merch. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on one of those things, because we were looking at those when we were looking up the charity. Like, holy crap!
Yeah.
No,
The
I'm not-
red
sorry.
looks very good.
Yes.
and reasonably priced.
Mhm.
You go on like Fangamer for merch, and it's all like £100, and this is like
Yeah.
$34.99 for a hoodie.
We are reasonably
Acceptable.
priced people.
Yeah, we like reasonably priced.
We do. We do. You put that on the
No, I
box.
just pimped us all out there.
No, it's like the joke I used to make where I am available at a cheap price. My opinions and thoughts are available for a very low price.
They're shockingly
So
low
low,
price.
you
They
put
would
the
surprise
podcast
you.
out for free.
Some say they can be bought with a pizza slice.
Some say we might have to put that theory to the test.
Yeah.
Make me an offer.
Uh-huh.
I used to get emails like that when I had the review blog going. They'd be like,
Oh, I
"Hey,
can
we
imagine.
want you to write about some fucking casino app thing." And I always
Just
ignored
you in
them.
a plushie of some sort. Grease the wheels.
I always ignored them, and then Steph Sterling did a video. This is a total tangent, by the way. Steph Sterling did a video. It's many, many years ago about a website that was awful. Called Brash Games. And in the middle of that video, they were like, they highlighted an article which was like a list of like top whatever's things, and how inexplicably in the middle of this article it had like some weird gambling game. So I sent them an email. I was like, I can explain this. I have this email. And then they sent me a reply back like, yeah, a few people have pointed this out at me. And then they made their next video the next week about that, because they'd also gotten the emails. So they went through the process of seeing like, how does this work? And it turns out
So are you s-
all they pay you is $100.
So are you saying you're in a Steph Sterling
I'm
video?
not in one, no. I provided the information to cause one. which normally
That's something.
isn't something you want to brag about when it comes to Steph Sterling's videos, but in a good way.
No, but you're saying you've been in contact with them.
Yeah,
So
once,
that means
like
we
10
can get
years
them on
ago.
this podcast then, right?
No,
Well, you suck.
it's like 10 years ago. It was one email exchange.
Fine.
That's what you're saying. There's a chance.
I'd probably have more like getting someone from PlayStation or Nintendo or Xbox on the podcast.
No, don't.
That also is not going to happen, especially after the last 12 months.
This is the thing. You did have someone on from PlayStation on your podcast for a while.
I mean, yeah, but previously, I was going to say Nintendo might be doable because I don't think we've burned that bridge down.
I'll give it time.
Yeah, give it time. Yeah,
Give it 12 months. It'll probably burn the bridge.
yeah. Give it till April. You'll say something terrible about the console.
I mean, let's give it till next week. Let's see what the Pokemon presents say, and then we'll worry about it.
Moody just immolates the bridge. Anyway, wherever it is money is safe in our world.
We sure are.
If you like this kind of dumbass tomfoolery, you're in for a treat as far as our streams go. Currently, we have the page live, which will be linked in the description below.
Hello.
Thank you. Below in the description wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast. It's also at justgaming.com/page/WAG2025. Very simple and easy to remember. Type in. And yeah, we've got our usual goal of £300. We've got the goals on the way to that goal. With each one will unlock a stream sometime in the future. Vitz, have you got the page open?
I do.
Could you read those streams out for me?
Yeah. So our first milestone is at £50, and it's titled "The Gang Ranks Mass Effect Characters." So, as you may know, dear listener, last year we tried to rank the top 100 video games of all time. It didn't go as well as we'd imagined, but this time we're destined to have a great old time because the Mass Effect series is one that we all have so much love and affection for. So we're going to rank all of those characters that feature in there. The rank system's been improved, and that's going to make for a better show for all concerned. And yeah, it's one that we're looking forward to. And essentially, it's going to turn into just a simp fest for Garrus Vakarian, and I'm all right with that. So yeah, that's going to be our first milestone.
Shout out to my girl Tally.
Well, you can shout her out. I've based the new ranking system on the stretch goal that we did of Moody ranking Pokemon with tiers and the pictures, and we're all gonna have our own. So there's gonna be no arguments about like dropping things down and moving things up. Like I've learned a lot of lessons.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We try things and then we take the learnings from them and we apply them. Next up, at £100, if we get to that goal, I'm going to play Alien Isolation. Now, one of the many things you may know about me is that I'm a brave and brilliant person. Games. Oh, wait, no, the opposite of those. So when it comes to scary games, I'm not the greatest at dealing with the scary tension when it's me on the sticks and it's my responsibility to get the characters through whatever the sticky situation they're finding themselves in. So the team here decided, you know what would be great is if I play Alien Isolation. And this is not going to be a full playthrough. However, I have committed to getting through the opening hours to have like interactions where you are dealing with the xenomorph itself, where it's going to ramp up the scares and all that jazz. And to prove how torturous experience this is going to be, I'm going to rig myself up with a heart rate monitor, which you'll be able to see on stream. And yeah, it's going to be all different kinds of fun. For everybody else, for me, it'll be terrifying, but, you know, all in the name of charity.
Did we come up with this, or did Twitch chat come up with this, and we just suggested the game?
To be fair, I'm blaming Lana Fox for this one. Cause
yeah,
she was like,
we didn't come up with the idea for this. We just encouraged Twitch chat.
Yeah. And I definitely didn't say anything about heart rate, wasn't I?
No, that was all you.
No, that was all you. So this is the thing. Like we do streams last year, and now we had time to sit down and think like, how can we elevate the game in this sense? And
what do the people really want? And it turns out what they really want is to see all of us suffer. Cool, we can do that.
Yeah,
it's very easy as it turns out.
Speaking of suffering, at £150, Moody, the one and only Moody, is going to play a Souls game. So the line of thinking we're going down is that Moody is going to play the one and only Elden Ring. And they're not going to be alone. Well, they're going to be alone in the game, but they're going to have a Sherpa of sorts, a coach, a guide, a voice in their ear telling them to don't get hit.
Go left, go right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like. I've thought about my coaching role in this scenario, and while I'm fine with like being there while you play the game, I am like having replayed the first 15 hours or so of Elden Ring. Technically, I guess like probably the first 30 or 40, but I've just done it in 15 because I've played the game so much. Like I don't know that there's much I can offer beyond. Hey, there's a cool sword over there. You know.
Yeah.
It will be useful. Grab it.
No, but we'll be able to give guidance in terms of classes to pick and what's going to be like a potentially easier onboarding routes for Moody, because we're aware of their playstyle and their kind of apprehensions going into this. So anything we can do to kind of streamline the process would be good, rather than, go make friends with that tree sentinel. It's going to be great. Those are things we're possibly not going to say.
Yes, I
I'm
will.
going to be there.
I will store my usual behavior shenanigans. I won't be like, hey, jump off there. I will make an honest and earnest attempt to get Moody into Elden Ring.
Yes, if Amy doesn't, then I literally stop. That's basically
My input is just going to come up with mongrel intruder every now and then, and other phrases like that. So that's going to be a fun old time. At £200, everybody loved this last time around, and we're going to do it again. Amy plays a mystery game Turbo Edition. So at the last fundraiser, Amy played a mystery game. She knew what it would be, but she kept it a secret from Twitch chat. And Moody. This time, Moody has all the power. Moody is Prince Adam, for he has the power. And they have chosen a mystery game for Amy to play, and Amy will remain unawares right up until the point we reveal it to her. And I have been busy behind the scenes. Yes.
Yeah, because she's going to have to be able to get the game.
I need to get the game.
Yeah, that's fine. Like the stream before, like at possibly the end of the Elden Ring stream, we'll do the reveal, and we'll do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working on a reveal video and having way too much fun putting that together. Moody, I should be able to get you to that, like the first draft this week. So looking forward to getting that across. But yeah, the game that's been selected, I think Amy's going to really enjoy, which will be useful. And I won't say anything more in case I give the game away.
I don't want any clues. I don't want any hints. This time it's a secret from me and Twitch chat.
Yes.
I decided to give Moody all of the packs. I thought it would be fun. What I didn't anticipate was it's actually quite terrifying.
At £250, possibly the highlight of my personal highlight.
Easily
of
the
everything
highlight
we did last year. It's back, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Legally Distinct 90s Game Shows Round 2. So I'll be running Moody and Ains through another number of game shows. If you've caught Pixel Pop Stars this year, then it'll be in a similar vein to them. But I highly recommend checking out last year's stream because it was amazing. And then, with this show, I'm legally entitled to run all the shenanigans that I can. And because it's your charity, nobody can get mad. So we're going to have so much fun.
That's the Words About Games charity fundraising ethos. It's for charity. Nobody can get mad.
Yes, absolutely.
Unless you're on a tier system.
Yeah.
And then we all got mad. That was equally divided madness for everybody.
Oh, you put Jigglypuff in the lowest tier.
Yeah, and then I leave the stream. I'm looking forward to Legally Distinct 90s Game Shows Round 2 because I really feel like they've got a shot this time.
Yes. The Married Gods may provide and they may take away again, but we will see.
I lost last time. That was everybody's favorite. That was everybody's favorite part of the game show. How could I forget it? Apart from the part where I forgot what a Hadouken was.
Yes, that was up there. But yeah, like I personally learned a lot by doing Pixel Pop Stars and whatnot, and I'm sure I'll be introducing some.
Me too. I learned Vitz can be
others.
fair.
Yes.
But chooses not to be.
Let's wait until we get to the final, then hold your reservations until then, my friend. March 8th for that on twitch.tv/VitzPatel or youtube.com/VitzPatel as well. At £300, if we are lucky enough to reach that goal with your help, dear listener, we'll be doing a 12-hour marathon stream. So, like last time, we did essentially a victory lap of raising so much money for special effect, and we hope to do the same for Safe in Our World as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a big old stream. We'll be playing games. We'll be hanging out with the chat. We'll be doing quizzes, and I'm sure Amy's going to want to try and reclaim the crown of lone wolf in Halo. I'll do everything in my power to avoid that situation, because if I'm not there, then no can defend. That's it.
1v1 me. Well, we're also like the plan is also going forward to do like regular streams on the same day.
Yes.
So like our milestone streams always take place on a Saturday at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. one of the two. And the idea is that between those marathon streams, we'll do whoever's around and available will jump onto the Twitch channel, and we will do streams. And they might not necessarily always be us playing games, like video games together. Like we could just be hanging out and chatting. Maybe after we do a Mass Effect characters ranked stream, we'll do a Dragon Age characters ranked stream, or I will, since I've played all of the games and I'm replaying them currently. But I was hoping to start those regular streams this weekend, and then I got sick. So, you know, it'll be soon. We'll see. It'll be soon. Probably not on March 8th.
Yeah, keep an eye on our socials, and for those things, we'll be sure to let everybody know when these are happening. But yeah, save the dates for March 8th.
Or just go to twitch.tv. Just go to twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames every Saturday, except on March 8th at 7:30. And if we're live, cool.
But you can also switch those notifications on, so then you'll be notified any and every time that the channel goes live. And then you can just dip in if you're available.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. And that, friends, is our milestones for this year's fundraising. Once again, for Safe in Our World, a charity that promotes mental health and mental health causes for people who work in the video game industry. And from the three of us who, and all of you, dear listeners, who love and cherish video games so much, we are all for doing everything we can to support those people who bring us these video games. And if the industry won't do it, then we're gonna have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Industry's
Well,
dying.
it was a great shout for to do it like for a mental health charity for video game developers, considering we spent like a decent portion of last year on this podcast talking about the hell and devastation that was being wreaked upon them. So I like the idea of like giving something back, because like we all love games, and like I like to show my appreciation for the people that make the games in as many ways as possible, and this is a good way to do it. Definitely.
For clarification, we are using Just Giving as a donation transactional tool. None of the monies at any point goes into any of your personal accounts. There's no need for money to rest in anybody's accounts. None of those shenanigans. It goes straight from Just Giving straight to the charity in question. There's no shenanigans whatsoever. The only shenanigans are on legally distinct 90s game shows.
Yeah, they're all exclusively aimed at me by Vitz. Yeah, how donations on Just Giving works is you donate money. It does not come to me. It goes to Just Giving, and then once per week, I don't remember what day, whatever money is there gets donated to the charity. So it's not even like it waits until the end of the fundraiser, or it waits until we hit our goal. If you donated £20 right now as you're listening to this podcast, within a week that £20 will go to Safe in Our World. Absolutely. You're making an immediate impact. And also, you should go to their website and buy one of their cool jackets, because they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all stoked to be doing this again. As Amy alluded to, we learned a lot from our year of fundraising that we did for Special Effect, and at the end of the day, we had an amazing time doing it as well. So, if we can team having more amazing times with raising money for another brilliant cause, then we're all for that. And yeah, you get to see how brave and brilliant I am playing Alien Isolation. Hopefully, we get to that milestone.
Which
Get
of
to see how
the
shit I am at video games. So hey,
which of the streams is everybody most looking forward to? I'm curious.
Vitz.
What, me playing Alien Isolation or the game show one?
No. You playing Alien Isolation.
Okay, right. Good to know.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think the Elden Ring stream is going to be one of the highlights for me, because I know that Amy, you are fond of Elden Ring, and to a lesser extent, I am as well. And I was messaging the group this week just in terms of, when you just wake up and you have that pang to say, I just need to dip into the lands between just one more time. Yeah, absolutely. It's a foreign concept to you, Ames, 100%. So yeah, if Moody happens to catch the bug and becomes a foul tarnished, and we're on the eve of Night Rain coming out, and they had a very successful player test beta in this past coming weekend, and while it's kind of antithetical to Elden Ring in one sense, it also looks like a hell of a lot of fun. And there's it's 3-player co-op, and there's 3 people here on this very podcast, so maybe we can make something work there. But obviously this is all dependent on if the game clicks with Moody, and obviously there's no pressure for it to do that, but knowing how much Amy and I enjoyed that game once we got into it, there's a hope in my heart that it resonates with you too, Moods.
It was your first game, right? Elden Ring was your first.
It was my first Souls game, yeah.
It's like my 4th or something, but no, hey, I have a video essay coming out with the working title "Elden Ring is for everybody." So my stance on this is Elden Ring is for everybody.
Everyone can Elden Ring.
Everyone can Elden Ring if they want.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm interested to see how Moody gets along with it. Again, having recently replayed the beginning areas of that game, it'll be interesting to see. I specifically chose a playstyle that I thought Moody was going to gravitate towards, and then I got bored and changed to my own playstyle again.
Yeah, but obviously every playstyle is just as valid as anything else, kind of thing. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an experience, and yeah, Moody, if you're open to the situation, then I think Elden Ring could really click for you, and you could be one of these soul sickos like the rest of us.
I'm always open-minded when it comes to any video game, basically. Yes, sometimes just some things not appeal to me, no doubt. Yeah, that's always is and everything like that. And it is just past experiences of other From Software games that I have tried before that's made me just not want to play Elden Ring, even though I've heard from both you two and everyone else online who isn't a dickhead online. It's arguably the most accessible for a lot of people and everything, which is great to hear and everything like that. I'm always happy to do this, to give a game a try and everything like that. I won't lie, I had to be pushed for this one because for charity. God damn you, charity.
Yeah, it's for charity, but I just want to give Moody some credit here. He pitched it.
Yeah, I did pitch it, yeah. Damn you, Moody. What did you do this?
I feel exactly the same about mine. Damn you, past Amy.
When my BPM is like 200 beats a minute, and then I'm blacking out while playing Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation, even, yeah.
I am not going into this game thinking I'm going to hate it. I'm going into this game with an open mind, and I do hopefully come out saying that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, type of thing. It was the same thing with the Yakuza games, or with Like a Dragon and everything like that. I was very skeptical of just I don't know if I would like this type of thing. And now looking back on it, because I'm literally replaying my third game in basically the giant franchise that is the Yakuza Law Judgment Like a Dragon franchise in the 3-4 months. And I'm loving it and everything. And I'm always like I say, I'm very open, and I'll always try and give something a go and everything like that. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I did it for charity, and that's all I care.
You can turn Elden Ring into a turn-based system, much like in Yakuza. Like when it's your turn at the start of the fight, you can cast the Kamehameha spell, and then all the enemies have no more turns, and then you can just go along your merry way.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Here we go. Take me to the Kamehameha, Amy.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Technically possible.
See?
Possible.
Not exactly the easiest thing you get.
Have you got to go see Celine, or is that
You've got to go to the You've got to go to the volcano area.
okay, Volcano Mirror. Yeah, okay.
I am a little bit intrigued with the Mass Effect one, because we all are a big fan of Mass Effect in our own
if there's any like diversion, like if we all just make the same tier list.
It's the only thing I'm thinking about, because we all basically have, to my knowledge, the characters who we don't really think are great characters, we all have pretty low, and all the ones that are great, I think will all have pretty much in the same area, maybe in different like say this one's here, but Amy has the B area, something like that, but still a great grade, either way. And I'm very interested by that.
I mean, Ashley's going bottom. That's all I know.
Maybe. It depends how wide a net we cast.
I mean,
how wide of a net we cast.
Well, the space racist gets a pretty down in the rankings to begin.
Does Ambassador Udina count?
He's
a major character across the first 3 games. I would rank him lower than Ashley.
I think we count obviously all squad members.
Yeah, I think major characters would also count.
And some major characters. Everything like that. So obviously Udina would be in there and everything like that, along with Anderson.
I'll figure it out.
We'll look at it.
I'll make the tier list closer to the time of the stream.
Maybe there can be like a modifier where everybody gets like one use of assuming control, where we get to adjust other people's lists.
Nope.
It was a joke. Everybody.
Absolutely not. I still have
the space race just right at the top of yours.
Too much trauma from the last time. The one I'm looking forward to most is the 12-hour stream for me personally. I really enjoyed not just like doing the long stream last time, but like the stuff that we did on the stream where we had all of those stretch goals that we met, not just so it wasn't just things like, oh, we're just going to sit down and play a Lethal Company, which yes we did for a bit, but like playing
all time.
That was when you took a break.
It's after
Bramble.
Yeah.
No, like doing the Umbrella Corps like showcase, like doing box art, video game box art. I can't remember what we call it. Box art attack. Yeah. Like all those little fun things that we did. The Halo 1v1.
Yeah,
didn't work out in my favor, but
I just want to say to everyone, I am not reinstalling Halo.
No.
The rivalry between these two.
Yeah, when I'm saying 1v1 me.
Moody, to your point, I'm not reinstalling Halo either. I'm going to be the Beyonce of Halo forever. This is it, number one on top.
That's how he wins. He just doesn't play. He's like, well, you're all by yourself, baby. Screw you.
I believe a forfeit counts as a loss.
I mean, if I don't accept the challenge to begin with, then how can I forfeit?
You can't be mad. It's for charity.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you have accepted it, though, Vitz. I'm pretty sure on the last 12-hour stream you accepted the rematch.
I can check.
I'll run the tape back. Yeah,
but I'll run the tape back. I'll link a video clip on Bluesky if that's the case. But no, like all the little things that we did on that video on that stream, they were a lot of fun.
No, absolutely, and we were. It goes without saying, we were blown away by the support from everybody last year. And we appreciate that times tougher than ever.
To say that we were struggling to come up with new stretch goals because you just kept blowing past our like estimates was accurate. Yeah.
Like special shout out to Daniel Z and Sen Nuggies. They were incredible in the support, and we appreciate that times are tough, and there's even more demand for your money in your own personal lives, and regardless of other people asking for charity and whatnot. If you're not in a position to donate, that is more than okay. And there's ways of contributing without monetarily contributing in terms of sharing our donation page on social media and just spreading the word out that way, because that can often do just as good, because it gets it in front of the eyes of people who may be able to donate. So please don't feel disheartened if you're unable to make a financial contribution. It is more than okay. Times are tough, and seemingly they don't seem to be getting any easier. So we fully respect that not everybody will be able to donate potentially in the same way they did last year, and that is more than okay.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, if it takes us all year or it takes us a couple of months or somewhere in between, that's fine.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of fun along the way.
Absolutely.
We will dance for your amusement, metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is down for dancing.
Nope.
No.
That'll be when we do Alan Wake related
No.
fundraisers later on.
Moody
in
just
some
said
of the
no.
things. I would never force Moody to dance. Moody could be the judge. It would be like Strictly Come Dancing. Me and Vitz will each perform the Alan Wake dance, and Vitz will, and Moody will decide who did it best.
Thing is, this is the funny thing about it. I've never seen that dance, like, at all. Like, I never watched it, the Game Awards at all, because I didn't watch the bloody thing. I just quickly saw like who won and everything like that. But I've never, because I only got to a certain part of the game and it was just like, I'm not feeling this. I'm dropping out straight away. So I've never actually seen the dance.
I mean, I haven't played Alan Wake 2 either, but like I brought up the Old Gods of Asgard music video that they did. It's like a 9-minute video, and it's broken up into different chunks. And that video in itself is incredible and inspired me so much to base like Pixel Popstars theme off it. So it is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, it was a moment, I gotta say. Like, it was fun to go into that game quickly. And thanks to the disintegration of Twitter at the time that it came out, it was very easy to avoid spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the surprise of just like that whole segment of.
I was gonna say, what do you mean at the time? It's still going on.
No, I know, but like it was the end of 2023 when the game came out.
I know, but it's still dying.
I believe I'd already dipped at that point.
Funny thing is, I dipped before you.
You deleted your account and everything. You were just like, I'm out. Peace.
I'm out. I can't bother. But I cut social media out altogether and everything. And I came back. I came back a little bit. Like, I'm on Bluesky and everything like that. But like, I even though I technically still have an account on Facebook and Instagram, I just haven't deleted them. I just don't look at them. I just like, they're not interesting to me.
Same. I got hit with my first. Oh, well, did you not see this thing on Facebook in forever? And I was like, no. When was the last time you saw me post on Facebook? And then I got curious and I had a look and I was like, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, like when I got like sent like post pictures, like when I was using my Instagram, like obviously my dog and everything, I didn't realize I was sending them to Facebook. I had them like connected to Go.
Oh yeah, because it does that thing.
So I never noticed that. So for me, it's like probably just a couple of months ago. But rest of it, it's like a couple of years.
Let's do a quick indie game of the week and then have a halftime break.
Sure.
Everybody, click on that link, share that link, justgiving.com, WAG 2025. But for now, it's time for Indie Game of the Week. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool-looking, upcoming indie game that we think looks cool. And you should go and click on the link in the description wherever you choose to listen to or watch this podcast. Go wishlist the game, check it out. Have a look at trailers and screenshots and all that cool stuff. If you like indie games, we also have a Steam Curator page full of all of the previous indie games of the week that we've ever done, and it's up to date this week. Mm-hmm. I did it this morning. It's well over 100 indie games at this point. A lot of them have been released because we've been doing this for a while. So if you're in the market for some cool smaller games, check it out. You might find your next favorite game. For now, though, this week's indie game of the week is Tanuki Pond's Summer.
Mm-hmm.
The Tanuki Festival is just a month away, and the shrine is in disrepair. Follow Pon, a well-meaning, if a bit lazy Tanuki, with a part-time job at the post office, as he works to restore the shrine before summer ends. Deliver packages, make friends, and get the shrine ready for the big festival. As much as I can read.
I'm in.
Yeah, it looks like a cute little game. You ride around on a BMX, doing stuff at the summer. Like it's like one of those summertime games. Like there's something about games set during a summer. There's like a certain vibe that they give off that makes me nostalgic for a time that I don't think ever existed for me personally. Like I've been playing Keep Driving for the last week, and it makes me nostalgic for long road trips in the summer. I don't drive and have never been on a long road trip for the summer once, but I'm nostalgic for it while I play this game.
To be fair, you've been driven long distances, maybe that been in the summertime, like on a coach or a bus or something like that.
Sure, but like it's a completely different vibe.
Oh, 100%.
But I like the feeling, even though it's like it's almost false nostalgia. And when I was looking at the trailer and reading about this game, Tanuki Pond Summer, I was getting that same sense of nostalgia. So I thought I would slip it in as a quick indie game of the week.
Absolutely. And yeah, don't be disheartened if you start singing Postman Pon in your head as well.
Well, I wasn't until just now.
See, there we go.
But if you want to help Pon get ready for the Great Tanuki Festival, scroll down into that description, find the Steam link, click that link, have a look at the game, maybe just wish list it. It'd be a great time. It would be a great time to check out our Steam curator page as well, because Steam Next Fest is coming up. Lots of demos. We might have already featured some of them. Yeah, hopefully my voice will have recovered well enough so I can give you all of the cool rocks I find. But for now, if you want to find your own demos, I'm sure a lot of the games that we've featured previously on Indie Game of the Week will have demos for the Steam Next Fest. That's going to do it for Indie Game of the Week. Should we take a quick halftime break?
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll see you in a few moments, everybody.
Peace. What's good, everyone? My name is Vitz, and I've been working on something special.
It's time for Vitz or Pop Stars, the all-new game show on Twitter. Like these platforms beyond, with your specialist subject.
Watch new episodes live on twitch.tv/VitzPatel.
And we're back.
Hey.
How did he do? I hope everybody enjoyed that break. Hydrated. It's important.
Got up, had a stretch.
Yeah.
Still hydrating.
It's important, so I've heard. Shall we continue on with our podcast?
Yeah.
Vitz, I believe you have something to tell us about.
Yeah. I've actually been playing a video game, which has been interesting. This is like
that sounds very shocking.
It is, because like I was speaking about before, in terms of as I've been doing the putting everything together for the game show, I've felt this tremendous guilt when I've thought about playing games, in terms of if I'm playing a game, I should be using that time to make the show better and all the rest of it.
No, I fell into that trap a long time ago. You stamp that down. You're allowed to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, definitely. So
you need me to yell at you like I did?
You'll shout at
me. No. I played the game. We're reviewing it. It's fine.
No, but to help you play other games.
Have you heard of this game
like a
Yakuza
dragon?
Like a Dragon?
There you are. Yeah,
High five, Amy.
Team Sane Brain over there. Absolutely. So definitely have a healthier balance with things now, especially if there's just the final to prepare for, and we've got some time to do that. So I dipped into a mod for Portal 2 called Portal Revolution. So this has been out a year. They've recently celebrated their 1-year anniversary by updating the mod itself with a patch and stuff. So this is a fan-made mod. It's been blessed by the team at Valve or whatnot, so it's not likely to get taken down. It's available through Steam. It's called Portal Revolution, and the mod itself is essentially a standalone game built off the bones of Portal 2, as you would imagine. It comes to you with a brand new story, brand new puzzles, and new mechanics, which I understand were supposed to be in Portal 2, but then were left on the cutting room floor when it came to the whole editing process and shaping that down to still the phenomenal game that we got. So in terms of the story itself, it's set between the events of Portal 1 and Portal 2. You play as this new character, so you're not Shell, and essentially you're going around the ruined facility, and you're following the whims of two new spheres, and the robots are within them, or at least new to the series, it would seem. And yeah, it is a fun old time, and yeah, I highly recommend everybody going to check this out. It is free, as I said, and it's available on Steam. From a difficulty point of view, it kind of picks up where Portal 2 finished. So it did tax me in some instances, but that was much of the same. Yeah, exactly. And then it introduces a bunch of new mechanics as well. So there's 40 new puzzles across the experience, and they break it up in like chunks of 7 and chunks of 8 in some places as well. They have this new system where essentially the vents come through into the test chambers themselves, and some of them are blowing air and some of them are sucking in there, and then you can put like either companion cooms through them or turrets and whatever you need to like hit buttons and get objects to where you need them to be, or you can fling yourself in these to fling yourself around the environments as well. They have a new laser cube variant. So if you remember in Portal 2, you had those light puzzles and you had like the mirror box, and you'd go and you'd focus the beam somewhere else. There's a new one of those, and they begin it with 15 experiences where you're just using the blue portal gun. So that is to say, it only fires the blue portal. And I know that in the Portal games, they use that as more of a tutorial device to teach you about how the mechanics of portaling work. But here it's part of the functional gameplay and how we get into it. And throughout the experience, it took me around about 8 hours to get through in total. And you do pick up a fully functioning portal device at some point as well, and there's some decent variations on that. And the other mechanic they bring to you is, if you remember the gels that they had in Portal 2, so you had the orange gel which sped you up.
One was like bouncy.
Yeah, the blue gel bounced you, and then the white gel, which was made of moon rock, that allowed you to place portals on certain surfaces. So now they have a bunch of new puzzles featuring those, but they also introduce cleansing elements. So they'll have sprinklers placed throughout the test chambers, and they'll wash away some of the gels. So then you need to work out, or how do I switch the sprinklers off, or how do I get the portals to work in such a way where it's like bending around the droplets of water and so on and so forth. And it is amazing. There's a few critiques that I have. The voice acting. For one of the robots that you're following the story with, and they follow you through the facility, the voice actor I did not get on with. I just found their performance kind of grating. But the second performer they have is a Australian woman, and their performance is really, really good. So it kind of balanced things out. But yeah, it's a wonderful experience. As I say, it's free. It's around about 8 hours. It took me to complete with my lack of brains and my Portal mastery for what that it is. But yeah, it's, if you're jonesing for more Portal and you know that Valve isn't going to make Portal 3 anytime soon, then feel free to jump on this one, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, puzzle games are one of those kind of types of games where it's like I don't necessarily go, how long is this game? Because it's like,
yes,
like, how long is it for you versus how long it is for me is probably two different things altogether.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but the story tells itself is really intriguing, and of course, knowing that it's a middle chapter, it kind of has that two towers thing of it needs to define its own beginning, middle, and end. And it's not necessarily going to be consequential because there's Portal 2 and the story that takes place there, kind of thing. But it is still fun, and you get to experience more of the facility than you did in Portal 2. And as I said, the new mechanics that they bring to the table, really elevate this. And yeah, with it being a fan mod as well, and it ran flawlessly on my machine. As you would imagine, like Portal 2 runs brilliantly on most machines these days as well. And this does as well. So yeah, highly recommend you check that out.
Just because the game is old doesn't mean it runs well. Ask me about my experiences playing Dragon Age Origins.
Look, well, this one does. I'll say that much. But yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, I never heard of this mod. Like, I like Portal and Portal 2, but it's not really like a game series that I've kept up with in any way since whenever Portal 2 came out.
Yeah, there was another like mod which had like a new type of portal device, but it's based on time. So you'd be able to take objects forward in time with you, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to take them back because of paradoxes and whatnot. And that broke my brain. And I was like, nope, I can't do this one. But this one I could very much do.
That sounds like a game I played a couple of years ago. The Entropy Center. Yeah, that was like a Portal-esque experience that had to do with time. I remember really enjoying that.
But yeah.
You know what else has a portal? Dino Crisis 2.
It does have time portals, yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were going to follow that out with anything.
No.
Dino Crisis mentioned.
No, as I say, runs well on anything. Steam Deck verified as well, so you can play this on the go if that's your speed. And developed by a collection called Second Phase Software.
Are you surprised, Vitz, that we never got a Portal 3?
No, Valve doesn't know how to count to 3. We know this.
They don't know what 3 is.
Well, they don't. I mean, Half-Life 1 and 2, Half-Life Episode 1, 2, Episode 1 and 2, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Portal 1 and 2. It's like, they're scared of 3.
That's it, yeah.
Is it a thing of just like, they just like, the story's done, we don't need to continue it anymore type of thing? Do you think it's that? Or they just can't be bothered to make a new one? That's basically Half-Life as well, I'm thinking of as well.
To be fair, like, once they started making oodles of money on Steam, that was it. The jig was up. all our efforts are based on this. And we have had, like, Aperture Desk Job and stuff like that. Like, yeah, and Half-Life Alyx as well. So we have had other stories, but in terms of getting a 3, like a third, to make a trilogy of games, no, that's not Steam's MO.
It's a shame, I guess. Like, but at the same time, like there is some value in things being like limited. Well, not everything has to be never ending, right? Like Portal, Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, they're all special like game series.
Yeah, and like Portal 2, for its credit, had a finite ending, and it wasn't necessarily like it was left open in terms of the co-op multiplayer aspect with Atlas and Peabody and stuff like that. But it was from a single player narrative perspective, like Shell story that ended by that point.
Space.
Exactly. Yes, mate, we're in space.
There's no doubt. I agree with you to the that they're just like, we're making millions and billions from Steam alone and everything like that. We don't really need to continue with the sequels and everything like that. But at the same time, in some weird way, it's kind of refreshing when everything is basically trying to be sequelized and everything is franchised in so many massive ways. So I say that while I'm playing a massive franchise right now in the Yakuza series.
Yeah, we're not like against the concept of long running franchises.
Yeah. But it's kind of nice just to think, it's done. It's fine. Don't have to go back to it.
We got what we got.
Yeah, it could be that the creative team behind Portal, and I'm sure they've been scattered to the winds at this point. They've been like, we've got no desire to make a third one. Rather than Gabe Newell or anybody else saying, you must make a third one. If they don't have the in it within them to say, oh, I've got a really cool idea for a third Portal game, then that's fine too.
I don't know.
It's all good.
Valve's a weird company when it comes to stuff like that. Valve's a weird company when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I don't know what's going on behind those walls, but I have a feeling it's going to be fascinating when it all like comes out at some point. Like, because I remember they bought the Campo Santo, who made Firewatch, which was a great game, and they were making that cool looking game whose name completely escapes me. And then they haven't made a game since. Like, Campo Santo just have disappeared. I'm not sure why Valve bought them in the first place. Probably to make hats for Team Fortress 2. But like,
Yeah.
it is interesting that like there's so little video game development coming out of Valve. Like, because Half-Life Alyx, you could arguably say they made that so they could sell Valve VR
Valley of
headsets.
Gods was the other title. In the Valley of the Gods, sorry.
In the Valley of the Gods, yeah, I think they helped develop Half-Life Alyx, but apart from that, I can't point at something and go, Campo Santo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do
They're
you think
back.
we will get quote unquote remasters or remakes of Portals and say Half-Life 1 and 2?
I don't think so.
only-
Just bring it up
from
visually
a-
up to the standard what we have at.
I mean,
nowadays.
Nvidia's doing that with Half-Life, like they've done with the RTX mods, and they've done one for Portal, the original. I imagine they'll do one for Portal 2 as well. So in those sense, and we have like Black Mesa, which
I was
is
gonna
the
say.
remake of Half-Life 1.
I genuinely
know
don't
that.
think any of those games need like having apart from Half-Life 1, which has the Black Mesa remake. Like, I mean, I played a little bit of Half-Life 2. I always meant to go back to it, but it's a beautiful game.
Yeah, 100%.
I play Left 4 Dead occasionally with Keith, Left 4 Dead 2, and like, sure, it looks like a game that came out in the 2010s, but also like still looks pretty good. Runs really well. And with it being like Valve's own games running on their own storefront, I don't know if they'll necessarily I think they'll make bank if they ever do remakes for these games, but I don't think they need to really.
And the beautiful thing about Portal Revolution is if you need the bones for Portal 2 to run it, then Portal 2 and Portal and like most of the Half-Life games are often dirt cheap on Steam, if not free.
Yeah.
Like there was instances recently where all of the Half-Life titles were being given away for free and such, and you can usually pick up both Portals for like less than £1. So yeah, just keep an eye on Steam.
I mean the Valve Complete Pack. What's it's about £100 or something like that. Like, I'm sure it goes. I know it goes much lower than that in sales. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Here we go. Price history, historical low. Yeah, like it's $116.84 for every game like Valve has ever made, and the lowest, the historical low price it's been is $6.54. Like, so for
There you
like
go.
less than the price of a fucking McDonald's meal, you could if you wait until a Steam sale, you can own every game Valve has ever developed.
So about a year ago, the Gamer ran an article saying that In the Valley of the Gods is Steam claim it's due for release in December 2029. So providing it doesn't get delayed again, that's when you'll get it.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm sure all the like major creative talent who were at Campo Santo left in the
I imagine
in the
so.
interim.
Yeah, once they figured out, well, we're not made to do anything here. Let's go somewhere where we can use our creativity, kind of thing. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed the game, Vitz. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I
that's
forgot to say that. Well, it's finally here. Pokemon Day is coming soon, around the corner. So it's time for me, Moody, to do some predictions for Pokemon Day. And as I was briefly just told, that where Pokemon Day Showcase has been announced for Pokemon Day on the 27th of February. 2 p.m. GMT.
So
I don't know what the rest of those were.
6 a.m. Pacific time.
here's what happened at Pokemon Day 2024. Just to like set the groundwork, I've found the Pokemon press release. So we had Pokemon Z to A, and they showed off the setting of that, which was Lumio City, is the setting. There was the
From
Pokemon
the Kalos region.
Pokemon TCG. They talked about the new immersive cards. For that, they talked about the 7-star Terra Raid battles coming to Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Shout out to Tara Reid.
They talked about Pokemon Go and Pokemon Horizons, the series. When you snap a pic in Go Snapshot, the stars of Pokemon Horizons, the series, Liko and Roy will drop in to commemorate the show's debut. There was Pokemon Masters EX, which was celebrating its 4.5 years, with the arrival of new sync pairs, which is a sentence with words in that I understand individually, but not necessarily when they're all put together. They showcased new Pokemon coming to Pokemon Unite. They announced Raikou was coming to Pokemon Sleep. And they announced that you could collect Gimme Ghoul coins in Pokemon Cafe Remix. So that was everything that happened 12 months ago on Pokemon.
Sweetness. So basically, I think we're going to get updates for basically everything what was pretty much spoken about just there. Obviously, the big thing that they'll finish on is probably Pokemon Legends EA. We'll probably get a full trailer with the reveal of what the starters are and everything like that. I won't reveal of what the rumors of the starters are, especially with what happened with the leaks and everything going like that. I've heard conflicting things for it, but
Will Bulbasaur be a starter?
No, doesn't
Not
sound
buying
like it. No. I was thinking that as well, so I'm boycotting the whole fucking thing. But no, yeah, I think that's what it's going to finish on and everything like that. I think, like I've said already, I think we'll do full-on updates, obviously, for the TGC, the online game, the digital game for it, the pocket game, should I say, it's right in front of me. Poise with the new packs, maybe bringing in a new region and everything like that, maybe bringing in the Johto region, everything like that. I know you can get Johto Pokemon and everything like that, I believe, and like other ones, but like I don't think you can get like the starters and everything in there for it yet and whatnot. So I think it could go something like that. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong though about that. I haven't played the pocket game in months. I completely forgot about it.
Not talking to us there, Vitz, is he?
and neglected it. And neglected it.
We just said sure thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think Pokemon Game Freak. So this is a prediction where I think is out of field, which I would hope would happen. But I think I would hope to see that they do an announcement for Scarlet and Violet to say update coming to fix the game. Obviously, be able to play it when the new console comes out.
All the money they'll make, though.
That's what I'm saying. That an apology from them, basically by just announcing it. I think that'll be massive. Absolutely massive for them and everything like that. And as they basically shown that they kind of don't, with how massive this pocket game has been for them just for last year, them doing this would be incredible. Would be, for me, a very smart idea. I understand if they don't do it because obviously they are gun-ho all on Legends EA and everything like that. Yeah. They could source it out to another company, like the team who did the Shining Pearl and
Brilliant Diamond.
The Brilliant Diamond, thank you, Vitz. Games, they could source it out to them and everything for that type of thing. But that would be great to see. Another prediction I have is that I think with the new console coming, the new Switch 2 coming, I think could be time that they bring the old games to it on the online service.
So, on that, so we're 1 year away from the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, right? So 1996 is when it came out. So then 2026 would be the 30th anniversary.
Next year, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so would they not wait for that?
Potentially, no doubt, potentially. But I think it could be a thing of...
Could announce it.
They could announce it. Say the first generation's coming, and then next year can be the second generation. Maybe. I'm not 100%. I don't disagree. Like, they could hold it off and just say 30th anniversary. And they could just do a giant blowout and say all of these games here coming to thingy, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, that would make sense because... and then if we were to get the next mainline game, maybe next year, to say Game Freak, like, take your time, whatever you're working on. You got Legends, but then take even more time to make sure it runs. Then for the 30th anniversary, have a giant blowout. To your point about the Scarlet and Violet running, like having patches to work better on Switch and Switch 2 and whatnot. I think because we haven't had the Switch 2 Direct yet, we're not going to hear anything about how these games run on the next system. because I think Nintendo will want that message to come from them in terms of they might say, oh, Pokemon Legends ZA is gonna be playable on Switch 2 for its compatibility and all the rest of it. But I think that's all you get because, as I say, I reckon that messaging needs to come from Nintendo because we don't know anything about how current Switch titles are going to run on the next system, whether they'll be up-res, whether they'll be run at 60 frames or whatever it happens to be kind of thing. And I like the idea of them coming out with a pseudo apology to say, okay, we know we didn't run great. Okay, we know it ran terribly. Okay, we know it ran woefully and gave people some issues. Here's a patch to rectify that kind of thing. But I think that might be expecting a little bit too much of them, purely from a messaging side of point, because Nintendo will want that to come from their side of things.
I partly agree and partly I don't. So personally, I think the announcement, if they actually did it, I think it would just be new patch coming for Scarlet and Violet. They won't show anything of the gameplay or anything like that. I think the only game that they're really going to show that is not on a mobile device is Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yeah, I agree with you that.
And everything. And whatnot. And I think they'll just maybe do if they did it, announcements in Scarlet and Violet and everything like that. Because personally, I don't... Go on.
So it's the theory that they're going to do a patch or whatever, is that to fix it on Switch 1 or so it runs?
They'll probably just say fix it on the Switch 1, and they'll probably just say something saying also will be available for the update on because they would have to patch it. If you just take the Scarlet and Violet in the latest patch that it has now, it'll still play how it plays even on Switch 2. They have to do a patch. Yeah. So basically, I think they'll just say a new patch coming for Scarlet and Violet, fixing the game into a far better stable rate, and going to be able to be
frames
used,
a second.
and minimum, and be able to be used on Switch 2 and everything and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree with you that they may do something like that, but I don't reckon they put it in those words because I think Pride will be messing with them and they'll have this mentality of, we can't show weakness and we can't admit fault, and they may just package it to say to your point kind of thing. Oh, there's a new patch coming, and it will launch a day and date with the Switch 2 announcement whenever that comes, that kind of thing.
I don't think we see anything Pokemon-wise at the Nintendo Direct. For me personally, I don't think we've seen anything.
This is the April Direct you're talking about.
Yeah, the April Direct. Yes, that's coming. For me personally, I think it's going to be very just Nintendo-centric. That is under the Nintendo umbrella. Game Freak, yes, it's exclusive on Nintendo, but it's not under the umbrella. They aren't owned by Nintendo,
company, right? Yeah.
They aren't owned by Nintendo and everything like that. So that's how I see it. I think Nintendo will be fine if will have given the okay for allowing Pokemon Game Freak to go. You can show gameplay of Pokemon ZA and everything like that, the visuals and everything like that. Because I think if they don't, at the end of the day, internet's whininess and everything can go away really easily, and people are going to buy this game either way. I think if they don't show anything, the internet will be up in an absolute fucking uproar if they don't show ZA. I think there's a high chance that they don't show much of ZA whatsoever. I think they'll just show you the starters and everything and whatnot. But we'll see what happens for that.
Yeah, I agree with you in that point, and to that point, I reckon any gameplay they do show, like gameplay in quotes, will be on Switch 1.
They might not even tell you what it's on.
Yeah,
they'll just say, "Here's the new game."
Yeah, they'll just show you visuals.
Everybody will just assume that's on Switch 2.
Look,
probably, and everything. But they might. I don't really know. Nintendo obviously were okay with them revealing ZA last year and everything, so they had no problem with it because it's already been pretty much confirmed that the Switch 2 was meant to come out last year, and ZA was probably going to be a launch title for it. So this is obviously being delayed, which is probably even better for Nintendo because it helps them make Legend ZA into an even better game, hopefully. further longer down the line and everything. I don't think we hear anything for the next generation.
That's what I was
next
going to
year.
ask.
Yeah,
It's like because obviously they have released a Legends game and a mainline game in the same year, and obviously Legends ZA is not a mainline game. So I was going to ask you, do you reckon they'll show anything for the next 10th generation?
10th generation.
Gen X, yeah.
I'm learning.
No, that's all next year. That's all next year. That's why I thought, like, I agree with it. What if it said about like the old games and everything like that? Probably be best to wait until the 30th anniversary. But I think it would also be a good just appetizer to do it this year, just to get for an appetizer basically and everything. Just because I don't think this is going to be as big as what everyone's kind of hoping it's going to be. I think it's going to be like 30 minutes long, not even that. Show all the updates for all the mobile games,
Cafe,
and then
sleep,
boom,
goodnight.
Yeah, all the money makers.
and then boom, Pokemon Legends ZA finishes at the end.
Do you reckon we get anything like Gen 5 remake?
That's now everybody's thinks that's going to happen.
You said that last year, because I remember taking
Yeah,
that in fantasy.
yeah. Everyone was saying it last year as well, and everything like that.
You debated me into taking Black and White remake.
Well, I bidded on them, and then you stole them. That's not my fault. All right. Honestly, I don't know, Vitz. That's the honest thing. I'm not confident enough to put a prediction down on it because I don't know what Pokemon really think of the Black and White generation. They're considered by the audience some of their greatest games.
Yeah,
we
saw on the used market like how much the Black go for.
It's insane.
The price of the used games doesn't necessarily reflect how they felt about.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying there. I mean, everything like that. But no, yeah, overall they're very well received, Black and White and Black and White 2. That was their 15th anniversary. So they are coming up 15 years, I think, or coming up soon to their anniversary and everything like that. Or they just passed it on. Yeah, can you check it out for us, please? Yeah.
What, the original Black and White?
Yeah, Black and White. Yeah, original Black and White. Because people are either thinking it's going to be a remake of like Black and White and Black and White 2, are they going to do Black and White 3?
I don't think the Pokemon Company can they count to 3? that's the question.
Go on, Amy.
It would be 15 years this September.
I don't think we're getting 2 games this year, even if one's a remake or not. I think we're just getting ZA.
Should I pizza bet him? Just for the shits and giggles.
Maybe as well. So I imagine it'll be the same team that did Shining Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, right?
Potentially. They'll be doing something Pokemon related, there's no doubt. And they sold incredibly well.
That's shocker.
Received wise mixture for a lot of people. I think a lot of people basically I think it's that the audience wanted basically Platinum remaking, not Pearl and Diamond. Because Platinum is the more dubbed as the more it's the more liked game out of the both or like and everything like that. When it comes, and also people they're mixed on the visual art as well and everything for
the chibi style,
yeah. I personally love the chibi style. I think it's gorgeous, and I think with the new console coming, I think it's going to look even better.
So, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remakes. Those were the remakes. They were developed by ILCA. They developed One Piece Odyssey and Sandland for Bandai Namco, according to their Wikipedia page.
If I remember rightly, came out last year.
It did. No, it came out in 2023. And Sandland came out last year, and they are currently working on an untitled Ace Combat game. According
to the Danger Zone.
Wikipedia.
Fair enough.
I just thought I'd throw that in there.
So we're not necessarily expecting any Megaton announcements in a week's time.
I do not think so personally. No,
I think the Megaton drops next year.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I
that's
haven't gone out crazy or I've seen like that. Like the only crazy one for me is the Scarlet and Violet one, and I agree with you, Vitz. There was probably even a chance they don't even do that. They just push that generation behind them, and they look forward to the future and everything for that. That's I think that's probably the idea that they would do. I don't agree with that idea. Like I think if they made those games more playable and everything, when everybody the audience who love these Pokemon games come out and say that Scarlet and Violet is arguably the best story of Pokemon games, which is insane to think because like Black and White and Black and White 2 are considered highly rated when it comes to story. Emerald as well, and Platinum. It's like what the hell, and like to think that they did an incredible story in Scarlet and Violet, and those games for me, like I still haven't finished them to this day.
I have.
Are unplayable for me, you know, and it's like it's a shame. So I would hope they do that. But yeah, I think it's going to be. This is not as going to be as hyped as what I think people. I think people are going to come out disappointed from this showcase next week.
I think the general vibe of that I get from the internet for showcases, like in general, is that they're always like over expected. Like people always expect way more than they're necessarily going to get. Like as an objective viewer, as someone who's like played one Pokemon, watched Moody play a bit of other Pokemons, and would consider myself like into it. Like this year feels like a good time to just do housekeeping. Like here's ZA, here's some starters, maybe show off like an environment or two, or like a gameplay mechanic, maybe. And then just be like, here's Cafe, here's Pokemon Sleep. Maybe we've got some other mobile game app thing that we're going to launch in a few months. Hey, check it out. Like Pokemon music, Pokemon soundtrack coming to Nintendo Music. Like, I think those will be like your biggest like announcements, because like you talk about the 30th anniversary coming next year, and it's like Switch 2 will be out, so you could do all the big ones, right? You got Pokemon Legends ZA DLC, you've got the next mainline Pokemon game. Put those in the same thing for the 30th anniversary. Hey, old Pokemon games are coming to Switch Online, or you can buy them or whatever. It's like the idea that like you set yourself up to have that big Pokemon Day blowout in 2026. I forgot what year it was there. In 2026. And just like keep things trucking along this year. But like I can see what you mean. Like I can imagine like the speculation running wild where it's like, oh, they'll announce the new Pokemon, they'll announce the new mainline game. Oh, they do this, they do that, where it's like someone who can objectively look at it is pretty much still an outsider. I know there's like multiple Pokemon visible behind me, but as someone who's still kind of an outsider to Pokemon, it's like I think they could do some cool announcements. It's like some of the ones I just speculated on there, but like I think that's as much as you get.
Yeah, they're going to be. I think people are going to come out disappointed in it, and then they're going to come out disappointed in the Nintendo Direct in April, because, like I said, I don't think they'll show anything Pokemon related in that Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm on the same page.
I think we'll get a release date next week.
It depends.
I don't think this is releasing with the console.
Yeah, it depends how it depends how the console and the game is releasing, because even if the game's releasing after the console, like if the game's releasing before the console, there's a danger that people will set their expectations to this is when the Switch 2 is coming out, like, and it's not. So I don't know if they would say a release date. Just I don't know if Nintendo would be cool with them saying a release date for the game, just because people's minds, they're going to tie the release date of the game to the console, even if it's not happening that way.
Yeah,
fair. That is fair. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting time next week. It's going to be fun. I always have a blast, and just to sit back and see the craziness of just like, wow, there's all these Pokemon mobile games. They're super popular in Asia, in Japan, and like don't really break out into the Western audience very well, apart from like Unity Go and the Pocket game.
Well, the interesting thing about Go and we've been hearing reports that Niantic are looking to sell their gaming arm to the Saudis of all people. So it'll just see what updates, if any, we get from Pokemon Go next week. I know obviously the play base is still huge, but I imagine for a game it must be coming up on 10 years of Pokemon Go.
Can look that up for you.
Yeah.
Then yeah, maybe they have like a 10-year anniversary thing next year. But yeah, if Niantic are shaping up to sell off their gaming arm to the Saudis, then it might be the case that they've looked at what they've done with Pokemon, and then obviously they've also branched out into like Ghostbusters and Monster Hunter and whatnot. And Monster Hunter's doing a lot of new things which haven't necessarily come to Pokemon Go, and they might just think, look, Pokemon Go's been this nice cash cow. It might be time to sell while we're at the peak. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
Pokemon Go's official release began on July 6th, 2016, with releases in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States.
Nice. There you go, 10-year anniversary next year.
Pokemon Go was the reason that power banks became so popular in this country. Which was wild to think about.
And then here was like, Pokemon Go to the polls.
Thanks for that.
But no, yeah,
I didn't
it's
want
going
to
to be
remember
a
that, but
fun
thank
time.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, we should jump in. I'll jump and watch Thursday, is it?
Yeah,
Thursday,
2
o'clock.
GMT.
I'll jump in Discord and watch it with you if you want.
Sweet.
I had fun watching that alone, as much as I complained the entire time.
I think I'll say one that's it for ZA. I think they'll show off some of the Mega Evolutions. I know a lot of fans have been excited for the Mega Evolution coming back.
Mega Evolution. How do you
Mega Evolution?
Mega Evolution? Megalutions?
Megalutions. If that's what you want to go for, Amy, you do that.
Gigalutions.
The Gigalutions.
What was it called in Pokemon Sword and Shield? Because that was the one where you could make them big, right?
Yeah.
Gigantamax, was that?
Gigantamax. Thank you,
Gigantamax.
sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, Gigantamax.
Can I ask a silly question? When Pokemon Black and White first came around, like 15 years ago, whatever it happened to be, did they license like Michael Jackson music to promote that game or no?
God, I doubt it.
I cannot answer that whatsoever.
Right.
Maybe I can. Pokemon.
The first thing is she'll type it in and someone voice would have created that.
Michael Jackson do music for Sonic 3, so it's not outside the realms of possibility.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but wasn't it 15 years ago? Wasn't he, when those games were coming out, wasn't he up for trial? So maybe they didn't want to touch him.
He may have been dead by that point. We don't know.
Has it been 15
Sonic 3,
years?
that was like the 90s.
No, for like
For Pokemon.
Black and White. Yeah, I don't think he was making music from Beyond the Grave back then. Back to Sonic 3.
He's richer now. He's richer dead than he was ever alive. It's fucking insane.
Family's richer.
I guess he's got no running costs, right? When you're dead, you've got no running costs. You don't have to feed, fuel yourself.
Don't have to pay taxes or anything.
Yeah.
Why about
He gets away with so much, just like he did in real life.
I'm sorry.
This is true.
Fill some time for 40 seconds.
So, Moody, what would be your dream announcement for next year then? For Pokemon 30th anniversary? Do you want
Brand
like
new
remakes of Red, Blue, Green?
No, I don't think they're going to do remakes or anything like that. I think they'll just re-release them. Say they're going on the like they do with the old.
Do you reckon they're coming to the
games.
eShop or they're going to NSO, Nintendo Switch Online?
I think they start on the NSO and then go to the eShop.
But if you can get them on the online,
They won't be on there long.
Oh, you reckon it's a time thing, like 3
Yeah,
months?
it'll be a
and they'll
time
take them
thing.
down?
Yeah, they'll say if you don't, and we just know no one's gonna get them all in time and everything like that. I will fucking make sure of that. It's the only time I'll buy Nintendo the online thing and everything. But yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think Michael Jackson had anything. There's a video of an old Japanese commercial for Pokemon Black and White with the song in part of the background at the end, but it's like don't think so. I don't think so yet.
But to finish off what you're asking of it, I think we'll get DLC for ZA, old Pokemon games announced, for the online thing.
Mhm.
Maybe the eStore, maybe they just say it all in the eStore. Maybe we wait.
Yeah.
Who knows when it comes
Switch
to
Online
capitalism.
expansion pack.
And obviously the new mainline games.
What? So, I want you to take a wild stab in the dark, completely blind. What do you think they're going to call the next generation, like games? Like, Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, Black, White, Diamond, Pearl, all that shit, right? What do you think the naming convention is going to be for the next one?
So
Apples and oranges.
I can't remember their code names, but okay, let me rephrase that. I can't fully remember their code names. But I believe it's something like with wind and I think water. So I think it's going to be something tied to those type of things. Wind and water.
Wind and water. All right.
I might be incorrect there, but I'm pretty sure of that.
You might be incorrect about the games that have not been publicly announced. It's like no one's expecting you to be correct. just to be aware. I just thought it would be a fun thing. Wind and water. Wind and rain. Earth,
Pokemon
wind.
Super Gaia is apparently something that was leaked.
Oh, if it was a
Central
leak
leaks.
thing, that's fine. I just thought it would be a fun little.
Oh yeah.
Thought exercise.
That's it. The 10th generation is code name is Gaia.
Oh.
So that could be something very Earth related or whatever. But I've got no.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wasn't that where Final Fantasy VII was set?
And 9.
Wasn't this a question on Pixel Pop Stars?
It sure was.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is Pokemon 10th generation is also secretly going to be Final Fantasy VII Part 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
Fascinating.
They're getting it out. They were secretly behind it all along with Square Enix. Yeah. Scarlet and Violet's code name was Titan.
So maybe they're just named after
Final
Greek
Fantasy
mythical
things.
figures. Yeah.
The code names for the Black and White games were Sango, and that is orca or killer whales.
I was going to say that's a whale.
Yeah. This is Sango is just how they say orca or killer whale. So in Japan.
Interesting. Is there anyone have any more Pokemon observations, thoughts, comments?
I hope that all your Poke dreams come true, Moods, because I'm always excited when you're excited about games.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, it's the best time to think about games, like talk about games when we're all excited about them.
Yeah.
But it is time now for OpenCritic Head-To-Head. This is the game we play every week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score at the time of recording gets a point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of 2 games, both releasing this week. The first one was Cabernet, which came out today, day of recording. It's available right now. Go buy it. Looks great. Haven't played it yet. Brian David Gilbert is a voice in this game, which I didn't know about until today. That alone should sell anyone who's cool on the game.
Anyone who's cool, indeed.
Is phenomenal. But doesn't have a review score at the moment. So we'll move on to Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which I got a very brief review of the demo from Moody last week, I think, late last week, early this week. Which I was very thankful
what I said
for.
if you want. I don't mind.
I haven't got the message up. The message is buried underneath 1,000 Lost Judgment screenshots.
It really is. Yeah, I've sent a few. Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about. Continue to send those screenshots. I really enjoy it, especially the comment about that one kid's hair. But yeah, I guessed it would get an 83. Moody, you guessed it would get an 86. Vitz, you guessed it would get an 80. At the time of recording, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii has an OpenCritic average of 81, which means Vitz gets a point.
Yay.
That puts the current scores at Draws 1, Amy 2, Vitz 4, Moody 6.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
This week, one game and one game only. the big one. I've left time at the end of this podcast so we can talk about it because it's a big game. Big game. Potentially like the biggest game released so far this year.
I'd go with
I'd
that.
say
I would
so.
say
Yeah,
so.
looking at the list,
Yeah.
I've got in front of me. Definitely the biggest game released of the year so far. It is Monster Hunter Wilds. I've had so many conversations about this game.
Lots of people in my friend circle very excited about this game.
Yeah, I guess.
They've been counting the days, and I've been joking that they've been leaning out their window just yelling, "You there? What day is it? Is it Monster Hunter Day?"
Oh yeah,
They come back. No, sir, it's just the 20th.
it's coming.
But yeah,
1 week.
it is 1 week away before people are in the arms of Gemma and Alma. It's me to guess first when it comes
Sure
to
is.
this game. I think it's going to get an 89, please.
Solid guess. I don't know. Video game reviews have been weird this year.
Yep.
Best review game of the year so far is Keep Driving, which I did not see coming. Why did I was like, oh, I want to check the OpenCritic averages of the last two games. So naturally, what I did
World and
was
Iceborne?
World and Rise. So naturally, what I
Right,
did
sorry.
was I typed into the search bar Monster Hunter Wilds. The page I was already on.
Funny that.
Interesting. Yes, I see. You have split the difference between those two scores, Vitz.
I didn't even look it up. That was just the number that popped in my mind. It was like 88 never fails, but in the off chance that it does fail, I want to go one.
on the very rare chance that it does.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World was a 90. Monster Hunter World Iceborne was a 90. Monster Hunter Rise was an 88. That came out. That would have been reviewed on Switch though.
Yeah.
And Monster Hunter
came
Rise
out
Sunbreak was an 86.
So these games review well. It sounds like it. Amy.
It definitely popped off when Monster Hunter World came out.
I mean,
I think this is the
27.
game
reviews are
everybody's
gonna-
been going with it. Sorry.
No, I was going to say the reviews are going to be held back only if the reviews can run them on their PCs. Because if they haven't been given console calls, and I know how taxing this game is, given the benchmark thing that I downloaded and how taxing that is on my poor system. Yeah, good luck to you if you're a game reviewer and you don't have like a 5090 or whatever it is.
Knowing what I know about the world of game reviews, I would imagine the majority of reviews will be on PS5.
Yeah.
PlayStation
Heavily
is usually
marketed
a
on
preferred
PS5 as well.
platform for game review codes. Like, it used to be next to impossible. If a game was multi-platform, it would basically be impossible to get a code for Xbox. PC was dependent on the game, but like with games like this, like you would usually find that PlayStation codes were the way to go.
Fair enough.
For them, unless you were like a PC focused outlet. Like PCGamer.com is not going to review the game on PlayStation and be like, oh yeah, runs great, guys.
They're plugged into the same monitor their PC goes into, and it's fine. There you go.
And with how fast the Xbox sales went down last year for consoles, and PlayStation's went up, they'll be all on PS5.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Actually, it's been like that for since, I mean, when I stopped being a game reviewer in 2020. It was like that back then. It was basically pointless asking. Even a lot of Xbox exclusive games, you would still go for PC codes. I don't know if things might have changed now. That's how it used to be.
When it came for games like what I worked on, our primary console was PS5. So
Yeah, my Wasteland 3 review code was on Steam, even though it was a company owned by Xbox. So was they offered me a Battletoads code, and that was on Steam as well. I didn't take that. I didn't review Battletoads. I was busy.
in Wasteland.
I don't know what I was saying. I can't even remember when Battletoads came out. I'm gonna guess Monster Hunter Wilds 92.
Nice.
Wasteland did take me a while to play. When did Battletoads come out? In 2020. Because they came out the same year. I might have been playing Wasteland 3.
Something.
Was games released within 8 days of each other? So yes, I might have been playing Wasteland 3. That might have been what I was doing. Good guess, Moody.
You got a point.
You get a point.
Best reviewed games on OpenCritic last year. The top 4 are all developed by Japanese developers. I'll just say that. Because Astrobot's obviously not a JRPG. But it was developed by a Japanese studio.
Okay, but hear me out, PlayStation. What if it was? Just saying. You've planted that idea in my head, Moody, and now I'm going to be disappointed every day I don't have an Astrobot JRPG.
Technically, Astrobot played the role of different PlayStation mascots in some of those theme levels.
No. Doesn't count.
Yeah, mostly Western.
I want.
It was a Loco Roco level.
I want a 40-hour Astrobot JRPG.
Amy, why are you trying to tank PlayStation now?
What do you mean tank PlayStation?
Because that game wouldn't work.
Yes, it would. You have all the little all the little robot mascots. You collect them like party members, and then they are party members, and they have different abilities based on what mascot they are, like game they're from. And you could explore all the PlayStation worlds and do turn-based combat, and it would be sick. And I would play it, and I would love it.
You sold me on it.
The number I'm about to pick, if comes true, will be very helpful for Amy and
any number that it happens that any of us pick would be very helpful.
Yeah, but this one will be even more helpful
Damn,
for you.
He's going 100 aims.
It's finally happening.
It's not Last of Us 3, mate. Don't worry about it.
A better game than Ocarina of Time can exist.
Yeah.
95.
I thought you were going Ratatouille numbers then. I
No. Oh, OpenCritic has 2.
Amy did for The Last of Us Part 2, by the way. She went 96. I went 90.
And I would like to point out, I got the 2 points for that one.
There you go.
He went to 90. Moody went to 90 whatever, and I went higher like a crazy person.
I'm pretty sure I was like low 90, like 2 or 93, and then Amy just went 96. I was like, wow.
Here's a fun game to play. Bearing in mind, OpenCritic hasn't been around forever.
The Last of Us Part 2 was a fun game to play.
No, this is a fun game to play. I've decided. Like, you've got 95. There are 5 games on OpenCritic with an average higher than 95. I can say that the earliest one was released in 2017. What are the 5 games? Curious if you can guess them.
So, Tears of the Kingdom.
That is one. I got a 96.
Mario Odyssey.
That is the number 1. It got a 97.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Number 3. That got a 96.
What number? Higher than what number?
No, so you got Super Mario Odyssey with a 97.
Yeah. No, what's the number high?
All the other ones have 96.
Okay, so it has to be 96 and a higher.
96. It's 96. Mario Odyssey is 97. There's 4 games underneath it with 96. You've guessed Tears of the Kingdom. You've guessed Baldur's Gate 3. Those are number 3 and 4. So you've got number 2
I'm on 2
and
points.
number
You're
5.
on 1.
This is like weird OpenCritic.
One of them came out in 2017.
No, the oldest game came out in 2017. Is what
Yeah.
I didn't want you to start guessing like freaking old games. Like
Ocarina of Time. Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, 99 on
Red
Metacritic.
Dead 2.
That is number 5.
Good guess.
So you just need the number 2 ranked game on OpenCritic Head-To-Head,
All
just
right,
behind Mario Odyssey.
Okay,
I'm amazed you haven't got it.
Can I make it last of the year for that game?
You've said Super Mario Odyssey, Baldur's Gate 3.
No, I meant the year for the game. That's not.
Tears. It's Breath of the Wild.
There you go.
Number 2. Yeah. I was trying to make it really obvious with its absence by reading the games that you'd already said. Like, I can't believe you didn't say Breath of the Wild first. That was fun.
There was.
Especially we didn't get any wrong. We just got it.
You did, yeah. You didn't even get a wrong
Yeah.
guess. Like,
Yeah.
there's
that's what
3
I-
games on here with a 95.
Yeah, but I still brought one of them
Yes.
because I've just seen it. It's got 95.
Yeah.
So
There's 2 more. If you want to try and guess those, I think that one might be a little bit trickier. I'm incredibly impressed that you didn't even guess one wrong. That Elden Ring, yeah. I will say the game remaining is older than 2017.
GTA 5.
All right.
There you go.
How many 94s are there? Too many.
Too many.
And you would definitely get some wrong guesses. Because one of them is DLC. 2 of them is DLC.
Final Fantasy 14 DLC
No.
that I got for One Me Fantasy Critic.
No.
Oh bugger.
No. The deal Vampire Survivors or Castlevania, which I don't think you would have guessed.
No,
But yeah, that was incredible. I can't believe you just guessed all the top 8 games on OpenCritic without getting one wrong.
You think we'd be better at Fantasy Critic with minds like this?
Well, it's the benefit of hindsight. It's like, what are the best
Yeah, this is
games ever, reviewed games ever made?
there was only going to be over one game for it, and I was automatically going to go GTA 5. So GTA 5, I know reviewed incredibly well, and I know Red Dead reviewed incredibly well as well. So
I wonder
The
what.
horse testicles. That's what pushed it over the line.
They were in Red Dead Redemption 2.
the horse.
The horse testicles were not possible in 2008.
But they were in 2017.
Oh,
Going to the Hades.
shit. No, you got it wrong. It was Grand Theft Auto 4.
There you go.
Fuck!
Yeah, sorry. You said GTA 5, and I looked down and I went, yeah, sure, totally. And then I was like, wait, GTA 5 didn't come out in 2008. So I just had another look. I was like, oh, it's GTA 4, not GTA
It was
5.
2013.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the same year The Last of Us came out.
She said older than 2017, so I automatically just went GTA, which was obviously 2013, 2014.
Yeah,
If I remember
2013.
rightly.
Fascinating.
Yeah. That was good.
So I
very
flipped
vocal.
over. I flipped over to Metacritic because obviously they have a much older like library, and so number 1, very famously, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, it has 99 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
There's 2 games that have a 98 on Metacritic. One is the Xbox 360 release of Grand Theft Auto 4. I guarantee you will not be able to guess what number 2 is.
It's not like Half-Life 2.
Nope. I think I found a fun game I can adapt for charity streams. I would never have guessed this game.
Okay, is this a game that we've already guessed?
No,
Okay, then.
it's the number 2 reviewed game on Metacritic. Would you like me to tell you what platform it came out
Yes.
on, or what year it came out?
Oh,
Yeah.
1999.
GTA 3.
No.
Okay.
I think that was 2001. Actually, I might be wrong there.
1999.
It released in 1999.
When did Mario
The
64 come out?
reviewed platform is Dreamcast.
Wow. Soul Calibur?
Soul Calibur is the second best reviewed game on Metacritic. It's got a 98. That blew my mind a little bit.
Tale of souls and swords eternally retold.
Is it the jiggle figure physics?
That was Dead or Alive. Not,
Aw.
I mean, what jiggle physics?
What are you talking about, really?
Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball for 2.
No, it was the fighting game.
Yeah. No, Soul Calibur's amazing.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
To be fair, Soul Calibur had characters which had prominent jiggle physics
Jiggle
as well.
physics.
I mean, they're jiggle physics. The reason I remember Dead or Alive is because there was a slider. It was very funny. Setting that slider to 100. There's some interesting entries here. But anyway, that's going to do it for episode 440 of the Words About Games podcast. I think everybody might have learned something today.
Mm.
People have terrible taste in video games.
Whoa. But which one? We're not going to say it. There's only one thing left, and that's Moody's time to shine.
I really need to update this. Well, I've been saying that for
Yeah,
weeks
every
now.
week.
Hello, everybody. Today, be proud. You made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. Now jump up and high five that sky because you are truly good enough. Live long and prosper.